Anthology is the first architecture festival of its kind in the Philippines. The premise behind Anthology is for us to be able to promote architecture to the public, to create an awareness of architectures and art and how it can be socially relevant. We're also doing Anthology so architects can come together, share their ideas, and maybe become a crucible to form new ideas and push architecture forward in the next century.
It's a library. Everyone, we have libraries everywhere, and nobody really goes, right? But now we have this tiny library where you have 500 to 1,000 people coming every day, and you've never even heard of that before. You don't see that. And all of this came about because the architecture, the question always is the library still relevant? Maybe people don't read books anymore. But for us, the answer was actually maybe it is the structure of the library that needs to be changed from an institutional behemoth to like a network of bite-sized spaces. And that is how it can be interesting and how it can connect to society in general, how it can reach out and engage the community.
We hope that from this discussion, we come up with some good points, suggestions, and something that we can look forward to improve how we handle heritage here in our profession. I think that's what this is all about.
I came up with a change.org petition about the Torre de Manila before it was even started. So it's just gonna stand there as an ugly reminder of what happens to developers if they violate the 2009 Heritage Law. I believe is one of the reasons why. Because they did not consult with every agency and they did zoning violations.
This just shows us how much national consciousness is still lacking here in the Philippines in terms of the importance of heritage. And for us, heritage conservation is simply restoring a building, making it look nice, but actually we don't take into consideration vista, perspective, and how the new development can affect monuments.
I would say that at least this Torre de Manila project is bringing heritage into the spotlight. So for all projects, for all architects here who will be doing similar projects in the future, I think consulting the heritage people or the agencies is actually very important.
To comment on the story of Manila, to me it's raising a great question on what is the future of that part of the city.
We do a lot of destination promotions and destination planning, even very poor areas like Samar. My one wish to President Duterte is to mandate architecture tourism in the law?
Inspiration team, it depends on the project, of course. We treat each project as milestone projects, as iconic projects.
To have these developments as sustainable as possible, because of course we value sustainability, not just designing for today's generation, but in the next generations to come.
What do you think is the best advice you can give to architects in order for us to have a better relationship, better understanding?
Need discipline or practice, especially when you're doing something that's so tangible. Constantly read on everything. Some of the greatest ideas come from not in our fields, but other fields. Technology, for one, biophilic designs is, of course, the next thing. What's happening in science. But one true practical advice I would give is that I kid around about it, but I think learning how to financial model a project and being able to connect how your design strategy links to the actual returns for your client can actually truly help, because you can sell your ideas better that way, especially when you know when they may be much more one-sided in their thinking.
Do you think our curriculum is prepared enough to mold architects to be socially responsible professionals in the future?
No. Okay. One of the things we have to understand, because there's two routes to architecture. One is you have to make a living, you have to pay tuition eventually, and the other one is you want to do something good, right? Unfortunately, a lot of kids now, or the school is geared towards making money, making a profession out of it. And it's only when you get to certain levels and certain positions that you can begin to affect change. So one of the things we're doing in Greenfield is we're partnering with the barangay tanod. And so that their job is to make sure that the jeepneys don't stop anymore. It's actually a full terminal in the basement. What happens also is we included commercial spaces, right, and all of that. But the idea is like we teach the people, and walking along shore, you'll see it below it. So it's not hidden.
Architect's role is really to create better places, just like what Architect Dan said. And we want to attract and inspire future generations for the architecture that we need, so that it can be sustainable and timeless.
So what we design in urban design, everything that we do that shapes the way that we live in cities is urban design.
Art speaks for itself.
But I witnessed a group of businessmen. Sa edad na 23, ay marami nang tinuro sa akin ng buhay. Una, mahal ako ng Diyos.
I believe that we should have more events like this because they not only create awareness and share knowledge and help develop and share new ideas, but it also becomes a source of inspiration.
This is again one venue for the students, the aspirants to the profession to really be inspired and be, kumbaga, yun nga, sabi ni Kathy, talagang there's a lot more that the architects can offer. And one, sabi nga na, if you want to change the world, or you want to change the country, one project at a time.
It's time for us to stand up and make our voices heard.
We tend to saturate the area. There is the development, but there is also responsibility.
It's the only approach. That's what I would say. There's nothing else. And regarding to sustainability, especially, because from top down, sustainability doesn't work. It's never understood as something good. It's like an imposition. So, I mean, for sustainability, grassroots is the only way of making it happen.
Grassroots ang pag-uusapan. In terms of architecture, it's the student. Diba? Doon sa babang-baba talaga.
The profession of architecture and even more for new students who want to learn more. So I think this is a very noble act. So maybe let's all give him a big hand before we start. The practice really has not changed. I think the very basics have not changed. Technology has also taken many leaps in being able to advance this concern for architecture. Get students ready for the real world by immersing them in, I don't know, maybe in situations that the real world actually experiences.
I think what's needed right now is to have the acceptance na the knowledge that you have is not like a trade secret that you are the only one should know it. Eventually, in the practice, you need more collaboration, and this collaboration will enhance your ideas. So at the end of the day, for the guys like us, I still encourage everybody to share their knowledge.
Future architects, I still go back to the confidence of being able to promote yourself as an architect. But I think that sense of awareness has always has to be present in the practice.
So as a young aspiring architect, I think this experience being with the Bookstop and being with Anthology brought me closer to the people, closer to the social side of being an architect. So being here on the ground, meeting new people, meeting a wider audience has really helped me open my eyes to see who we really design for.
Not all of us may yet understand or appreciate architecture, But remember, when you go home, you're going home to a work of architecture. When you go back to work, your office is architecture. Everywhere we live and play is architecture.